Hey everybody, I am back once again. This one will not be as sentimental as the last one, so I apologize for that, but it's just one of those ones that I wanted to kind of get out there. So, anyway, but it is related because after I had met with Patrick, if you saw my other video, then you know who I'm speaking of. I actually went and saw the original contact, Paul. He didn't have a lot of new stuff, but he did have some. He gives me a fair deal. Breaks them out like, hey, I'll pay, these are this much, this is this much. So I flipped through, picked a few things, nothing major. Just realized this is in the original shrink still. I mean, didn't just realize it, but it's going to cause a little bit of a glare. This is Julian Lennon's Velotte. Has a great song on there, Much Too Late for Goodbyes. Otherwise, I guess he just got pigeonholed, but his career never really just took off strong. He's got another song on another album that I really dig. It's called Now We're in Heaven. So, sticking with Beatles, or Beatles themed, Wings Over America. This is a 3-disc. It's got everything you would want to hear live from the Eagles in the 70s. This is 76. So good set, decent shape for a 3-record set. Everything looks well intact. So I was happy to pick that one up. Now this one, I have to admit, was a little bit of a blind buy. I'm not too familiar with the box tops. The back of the sleeve is not in the best of condition, but it looks like it's going to fall in that 60s possible Sunshine Pop era. So I haven't really done much homework on it. Excuse me, I'm scratching my ear. Where are my manners? But I'm interested to give this one a listen. Could be just the cover kind of drew me in. So this one, George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. You know what? He puts on a hell of a show. I saw him mid-90s. Maybe it wasn't even that. Maybe it was early 90s. Anyway, decent show. If you like that, he's one of the few that can really cover some Chuck Berry and do some damage with it. So that was a lot of fun. Missing Persons, this is actually like a 4-song EP, but it does have Destination Unknown and Words, so 2 of their big songs. So glad to have that one, and it was in decent shape. So now we're getting to some of the heavy hitters, and this one, now he was mad because he put it in the wrong pile, but he was a man of his word and gave me the price it was in the pile for, and the cover is not in the greatest of shapes. The vinyl looks clean, but I picked up my first 2 Dylan in the same day. You saw Highway 51 Revisited, and obviously Blonde on Blonde. This is actually, other than some autographing, which is on the other side, a mono copy. Very happy to have that. I have not given that a spin yet. I'm just kind of, I won't say reintroducing myself to Dylan, but when I was in my 20s, this is my teens, it was all about, if it didn't break down a wall, who cared? But in my 20s, it was a lot of hip hop, it was a lot of, still that aggressive, like thrash and hardcore and punk and stuff like that. And now that I'm in my 40s, I find that I still love that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'll play it loud with the best of them. But my ear in recent months has picked up the jazz, which is something that I dabbled, but starting to experiment more. So started just kind of streaming some Dylan at work, and I gotta admit, I'm at least liking what I'm hearing. Dylan and Neil Young, probably 2 of the biggest singer-songwriters that I can think of, and I've been picking them up now when I see them. So not really going out of my way, but definitely picking them up. And And then the big two, at least for me, copy of Paranoid. This was an early press, a little noisy, but I didn't pay much for it. Cover's in not the greatest of shape, but again, it's more of a placeholder till I get something better. But you know, it's good enough for me to crank it loud, and it's really only noisy at the beginning. I think of the War Pig, and man, you know, I was reading an article, something like good albums with bad covers. This one really is a stinker of a cover. The title originally was going to be called War Pigs, but the record company shot it down. But still, glad to have that one. And then Masters of Reality. This is the obviously the textured cover. This one played a little bit cleaner. Was still a little noisy in spots, but again, more of a placeholder. You know, I mean, you're paying a couple bucks, you'll gladly pick it up to take a chance, and it'll keep me busy until I pick up another one. So that was my haul from the second half of that day. Been trying to keep my videos down a little bit. I know that I tend to ramble on and talk a lot, but sometimes that can be bad if you don't have time to watch. So I figure I'll give you a couple shorter ones. I do have some more videos that I'm working on. I may actually even shoot one more. As you can kind of tell, these are shot at the same night. I may do one more. But I'm also getting really close to my contest. So I'm over 100 subscribers, which blows me away. I thought maybe 3 people would jump on this bandwagon and go, he's interesting, and everybody was like, hey, he's just an idiot. So, you know, I'm used to being called the idiot. But I have a magic number, and it's 123 subscribers. There's a reason. So when we hit it, you'll find out why. But I want to let everybody know that I am working on it. I do have it in the works. So as we get closer to it, you know, once we hit that number, we'll let everybody know. So that's really all I have for this time. So everybody, appreciate you watching. Be well. Take care. Peace.